This will be harvested probably in like 60 days, 60 to 70 days. It matters on the temperature. So it's been really hot, so the stuff's been growing really fast. But this stuff will be harvested in 2 months when it's a lot cooler. So it might take like 70 days.
Finding a balance in life is a tricky thing for everyone. For a student athlete, it's balancing sports and studies, devoting time both on the court and in the classroom. For MSU redshirt senior Matt Van Dyk, his balancing act comes with a third ball to juggle as he tries to find a balance between working towards an agribusiness degree, playing Division I basketball for Hall of Fame coach Tom Izzo, and working on the Van Dyke farm.
My whole life, we've been working on a family farm. We got a family lettuce farm back in Imlay City, Michigan. My dad and my uncle are the owners of the farm now. It's just a family business. It's been passed along through the generations. Hopefully me and my brother will work on it too, maybe a cousin. We work together every summer, every day. That's what we've always done.
We grow vegetables. We're on what they call a muck farm, and it's conducive for growing vegetables. We happen to grow lettuce, a different variety of lettuces for different shippers throughout the eastern United States. There's a lot of challenges. There's weather, there's competition, getting the right team, recruiting. There's some similarities there as well. And without a good team, you're not going to be successful. Fortunately for us that are in my generation, we're impressed with what the next generation looks like they're going to have to offer.
Lettuce from the Van Dyke Farms is distributed throughout the nation in various forms, such as bagged salads and chopped lettuce used at sandwich shops and restaurants. Matt's role on the farm varies from plowing the land to fabricating equipment that the family-run farm can use to be more efficient. Whatever he can do to help his family and the farm, he does. Just like his role for the Spartans on the court.
My dad, his love was basketball, and the reason for that, and it rubbed off on me, the reason for it being basketball is in the summer, you're dedicated to farming. That takes up all your time. You can't really get involved in football. You can't really get involved in baseball and those summer sports. And so in the winter, when it's the off season for the farm, we have time to do sports and stuff. I kind of get the heat of both worlds. In the summer, it's the season of farming. And then in the winter, it's the season of basketball. And fortunate for me, I got good genetics, so I got some height, some athleticism. So just really fell in love with the game of basketball from a young age.
It was interesting when he was younger. For a while there, he wouldn't do sports with his siblings because I think he just felt intimidated or he wasn't good enough. But then as he got older, they are always together, goofing around, working together, playing together, swimming together in the pool, fishing together, vacationing together. They are very close.
In high school, I liked basketball a lot and thought it would be cool to play college basketball, but also academics were really important to me too. So my plan out of high school was to maybe go play at a small Christian college, get a Christian education, play some basketball. So I went to Hope College, stayed there for a semester, but then I kind of decided, hey, I want a lot more basketball. Michigan State has always been my dream because one, it's Michigan State basketball, but two, I knew I could get a great education from here because the agricultural program is one of the best in the nation. I figured if basketball didn't end up working out, I could fall back on my education.
When he decided to go to Michigan State, that early in his college years, I as a father said, boy, I really enjoy watching you play ball. You realize your basketball career might be done, outside of intramurals and so forth. And he really didn't answer me directly, but I don't know what he thought of me saying that.
I remember when I came here on my first visit, it went good, I enjoyed it. But then I got a call from Coach Garland and he said, hey Matt, I got some bad news, you're not eligible. And I remember it was in the middle of the day, I was on a tractor. Actually, I was in the office at the farm, just got back from the tractor. And I just start crying and my dad comes up to me and he's like, Matt, what's wrong? I was like, I just got a call, I can't go to Michigan State. And so, my dad was in the middle of the day, and he took the time, set everything aside, and he's like, hey, come in my truck, let's talk for a little bit. And we just sat in his truck and we prayed and just God, please show us the next move. What do you want us to do next? And just really still felt called to Michigan State.
You know, you grow up in most probably small towns in Michigan, and that's the dream, you know. These kids are out in 3rd, 4th grade playing, thinking, you know, someday I'm going to play for Michigan State. And he had that dream along with everyone else. He was able to realize it, and he knows that's a blessing, that was something that he doesn't take for granted. It's an opportunity that was given to him.
He came in as a walk-on. One summer, he was here all summer long, and my assistants kept saying, hey, we got this guy that's been working out with our guys. Our guys love him. And that's kind of the first endorsement of Matt Van Dyk was our players. What a better endorsement than from his peers. And ever since then, you know, he's been a phenomenal athlete, but a kind of a blue-collar kid, you know. Worked on a farm, did his work, came here and worked, great student, and he's grown as a player, you know, into an integral part of our team. He might only play 10, 12 minutes a game, but those minutes are very important, and he really helped hold the fort down with all the injuries we've had to our bigs. It's been interesting to see him go from walk-on to a starter. Definitely a player that I think our players respect, and I know our coaches do.
The summer's a grind. I'll be here and we'll have workouts and practices and lifts throughout the week. And then I'll drive home. Home's about an hour and 20 minutes away. And I'll drive home on the weekends or Friday, or sometimes even I'll be going back 2-3 times a week whenever I can, because having one less person there kind of impacts stuff and really makes everybody else have to pick up the load. So I like to go back and try to ease it for other people. Maybe go and work a weekend so somebody can get off early on a Saturday and take their family to the beach, because there's more people than just my family working at the farm. The summers have really been a grind, and a little bit into the fall. But I mean, it's two things I love, basketball and farming.
Throughout his time at Michigan State, and now in more of an older leader role, you know, with some young freshmen on the team and so forth, I think he takes that seriously. You know, why am I here? What can I contribute? What is expected of me, off the court as well as on? You love to see that you know, that determination, that fire, that passion. Michigan State, you know, slapping the floor and having them sit out a year and then getting limited minutes last year and so forth. You know, I accepted that. Well, I might not see that again, you know. But this year, what a neat thing to see that passion, to see him just totally throwing his body around and that heart. It's good to see that.
When I decided I was going to play basketball for Michigan State, I wasn't looking to have a great time at Michigan State, be a part of a great team. I was looking to give 100% because that's my role. So even though I'm not going to probably make it to the NBA, I'm still coming in every day because my teammates are going to make it to the NBA. That's what their dream is. So whatever I can do, I want to do it to 100% to make sure they get their goals and dreams.
He realizes that someday the ball will stop bouncing. Basketball is not the end all. It's for a period of time. Now he's 5th year of college. It's maybe gone longer than he thought it would. And there's some hesitation whether to play this year. At the end of last year when they lost, that was tough. It was tough watching the team. It was tough watching the coaches. It was just tough watching the demeanor of all the players. And that night we went out to eat with Matthew. And he started adding up. You know, they had this goal in mind. Final Four, national championship, and all the work they were putting in was going to be worth it. And then all of a sudden have the rug pulled from under you. And he says, I'm really struggling whether that was worth it or not. And he sat back and took some time, talked to Coach Izzo. I think got some good advice from him. And then it was a point where he decided, I'm all in. And he wasn't going to be half in. It's either I'm all in or I'm not in. And that was what he was struggling. Do I still want to be all in? And once he made that decision, I'm all in, there's no second guessing. It's all in. Hopefully it's a Final Four. Hopefully it's national championship. Maybe the rug will be pulled out again. But that's life. It's good to see that he came to that point on his own. I'm all in. So we do whatever we can to, you know, make that available for him. Work will come later. This opportunity that he's been given, you know, we appreciate the coaches and everybody that's given him this opportunity.
Matt Van Dyk embodies what I vision here of a program, and that's a guy willing to sacrifice for the rest of the team. And he could have graduated last year, finished up last year, and I kind of asked him to stay, and he kind of wanted to stay. We worked some things out this summer. All of a sudden, he was able to earn a scholarship after he had already made the decision, not until September. I think it just speaks volumes about the type of person he is, and that makes the type of player he is even better.
The biggest thing I've learned, the two biggest things, I guess it's kind of in one, is both are just a grind. It's not a sprint. Basketball season's not a sprint. The farming season's not a sprint. It is a marathon, and not a slow-paced marathon. Every day you're coming and you want to attack that day. Like with farming, if you take a day off, you just lost a lot of product in the field. With lettuce, if you harvest it a day late, the customer is going to reject it. They're going to send it back. You're going to not be able to make a salary to raise money for your family. If basketball, you take a day off, we only have 2-3 days prep for teams. So if you take one of those days off, your opponent's going to have advantage on you, and you're not going to be able to win. If you don't win, you don't get looked at by professional teams, and my teammates won't be able to make it in the NBA. So I feel just coming every day, attacking every day, and it's a grind. Both seasons are a grind, and just every day coming at it with the same enthusiasm.
As a kid, you just love the game. That's the thing that kind of hooks everyone in. You don't really get good at it if you're not good at it first, and then love the game. You fall in love with the game first, and then you get good at it. I was always playing basketball. My dad had a hoop out in front of our house. I would be out there even in the Las Vegas heat, shooting out there for hours and hours until it got dark, or until my mom would yell at me that dinner's ready. My big brother, we used to have some fierce one-on-one games, usually ending in either me or him losing and the other one crying and complaining.
Ben Carter isn't your typical graduate student. A strong family man, Ben was born in Tel Aviv, Israel, where his father played basketball before moving to Las Vegas. While Ben has dual citizenship, both in Israel and the United States, he also has played in multiple Division I basketball conferences as a part of the programs at Oregon and UNLV. Following his graduation with a degree in public administration from UNLV in August, the 6'9" forward had all the promise and potential of any graduate transfer a coach could possibly want. After rehabbing from an ACL injury in January, Ben came to East Lansing at the end of the summer and went into early workouts and practices, looking to make a difference on his new team.
The first day of practice, I felt ready to go. My body was feeling good, and unfortunately, I made a play and went to block a shot, came down in an awkward position, and hurt my knee again. And it was something that, when it happened, it kind of happened, and I knew it happened, which was really unfortunate for me after working so hard and just spending hours and hours and hours to prepare myself for this season. To just have to go through that again is a very difficult time for me. When you go through certain injuries like that take you away from something that you love, you go through different mental battles, you go through different struggles, and it was very difficult on me the first month and a half after I got hurt. But it's a testament to the type of program Coach Izzo has here, because everyone really embraced me as a teammate and a part of this family. Even though they knew my season was over, I wasn't able to contribute to the team this year. They still treated me as part of the team and a part of the family, and for that, I'm forever grateful for these guys and Coach Izzo and his staff.
The first thing they did was he was 6'9", and we knew he could play, and we were just lacking some size here when Deontay Davis left early. That was the first thing. But then as we got to know him and his family, the second and third things were much, much better. Not only is he a good player, and not only is he a very intelligent player, but an unbelievable teammate. And watching him go through another injury like the one he had at Vegas, and then yet rebounding back and kind of spending time with the guys, spending time with the coaches. I always text him at least 3-4 times now in the last month and a half and say how much I appreciate what he's meant to my program. For a guy to come in and in a month or two get every player in his team to appreciate and enjoy him is not easy to do. So my respect for Ben has been unbelievable, and I'm just hoping there's still some basketball left in him.
Undeterred by another knee injury, Ben continues to look forward. Ben is continuing his education and helping out the Spartans in any way possible.
When I got hurt, I felt as if, this is where I was supposed to be, and, I would continue forward, and, I would serve my purpose here in one way or another, and, try and help out as much as I can as a teammate, as someone to help with the coaching staff, to kind of mediate between coach and player, and, just offer advice to some of our younger guys, knowing that we have such a young team.
What I hope he can bring to this team is the experience of, number one, being hurt and having to go through it. That's where he's helping Gavin. Number two, the experience of winning and maybe a little bit of losing. He's done both in his career. And the experience of just appreciating what happens when a game is taken away from you. And I think he's done not an admirable job, a phenomenal job. My appreciation for him, whether he ever plays a second of basketball here, it's been worth the investment we've made just by the way he's handled himself and what he's brought to this program, not just this team.
One of the crazy things about life is when you go through certain struggles, especially back-to-back season-ending knee injuries, you think your life, why me? And then you kind of think, you know what, this is minuscule on the scale of life, in terms of I was taken away from something I love, but I'll be able to get back. My father went through cancer, he's a cancer survivor. People lose their lives every day and lose family members every day, and when you put life in that perspective, you really start to cherish things a little more. So for me, whenever times get tough for me, and I think this is hard on me, this is a difficult time in my life, I think about that. I think about, my father's got his health, my family is healthy, and I couldn't ask for more.
When you have a bye week, you can do a lot of different things depending where your team's at. Sometimes your team's fatigued and you need some rest. Sometimes your team is just getting healthy and you need some practice. Sometimes you're getting guys in better shape. Sometimes you're just maintaining. This is a week where we're spending a little more time on basketball than maybe I normally would in the middle of January. Partially because of Miles just coming back, partially because I think this team needs to play together, partially because I think we still have guys like Langford and Bridges that need to get in better shape, continuously working on Ward to get in better shape. And all those things have led to, I think, an exciting week. We plan on practicing at least 3-4 days of the 6 days, and we're going to get a lot out of it.
Go, man. So what did they fellas tell me on 3? 1, 2, 3. Ready.
And the ball circles around in there. And here comes the 3 ball. He got it.
Harris, spin move, tough shot with the soft touch.
But how difficult are these shots?
Now the Blackman, there's another one. He is 6 for 6 from the field. He is 4 for 4 from three-point range, and he's got 16 points. Indiana just goes down the lane. His layup is no good, but the follow is good by Nick Ward. That's his first two.
Indiana went to zone. I think it was a bad move. They had Michigan State a little sped up, not getting great shots. The zone was a good look.
Goins hit the jumper. Back to an 11-point margin.
With the ball, Bridges. 3-on-1 MSU. Now to Harris up. Reverse. Good.
Nice rim against Black.
There, flipped it up. Tip is good by Ellis. He'll get credit for the basket.
Well, that was big. Last minute of halves are huge.
Hard to imagine Indiana can do as well offensively in the second half as they did the first when they made their first 6 long balls.
Aaron Harris, a quick shot to start the second half, and a good beginning for the Spartans.
Look at Indiana's defense. Nowhere to go with the basketball.
Harris drives by. He found a place to go.
Thing here to get it under 10.
Winston, 3. Good!
Listen, you don't hear nothing. And if they turn it over here,
Harris off the kick out. 3.
8 on the shot clock. Winston on the alley-oop lob to Bridges. It's Indiana 80, Michigan State 73. 18 seconds left. Langford has the ball. Going down the lane, bank shots away. Good. Nice work by Josh Langford. MSU down 20. Made a heck of a comeback run, but just run out of time. Final score in Bloomington. Indiana 82, Michigan State 75.